Okay. So here we are. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Chris. This is my wife Katrina, and we are our everyday getaway. And we're gonna do a budget video.
A couple things I'd like to go over in the budget.
1 year in.
1 year in. If you guys are new to the channel, in July of 2021, Katrina and I decided to sell everything. We hit the road full time later that year.
We did. And I might have kept a couple things.
Oh, okay. She kept a couple things. I don't know what those things are, but that's fine. So we hit the road full time. And we've had some issues with the budget after a year.
I think you spent a little too much in a couple categories.
I don't know about that. How have we done after a year, a little more than a year on the road? Well, it's a big fail.
Well, let's go line by line and see how that goes.
Now, real quick, just so you guys know a few things. This is based on our experience. Everyone's experience is going to be different, right?
And just saying, putting it out there, Chris may be getting a leisure van and sleeping down by the river.
When you're living in a van down by the river.
And another thing, we're not complaining because this full-time RV life has been great. It's been.
I just have to pull him back a little bit. That's all.
I can't help it. I'm having a great time. I'm having a blast.
We're just going to share with you.
We want to share it. So hopefully you guys can learn something from this. And if you know better than we do, hopefully you can help us out. Okay.
You ready?
So where are we going to go with first?
All right. We are going to go with the gas and fuel prices. Keep this in mind as we talk about this. We did our budget before all the craziness with the gas prices went up and everything like that. So we budgeted $6,000 for the year. That's between the gas for the Jeep and the fuel for the RV.
Now, I'll also say that when we got the RV, it had just under 10,000 miles. As of right now, we have almost 26,000 miles on the RV. So we put over close to 16,000 miles on the RV.
But you need to go back to the numbers from just the year out, not those first 6 months.
Okay.
We just need the year. So do you know what those are off the top of your head?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. All I know is since we bought the RV, we put almost close to 16,000 miles on the RV.
I think it's probably more like 11,000. But
she's right.
But within the year.
That's about
But anyway, we came up with a number for just over $8,000. So it's like $8,137 we spent on fuel and gas.
For the year.
For the year.
Okay.
Not since we bought the RVs, for the
Since
year.
we started full time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's kind of in line with the fuel prices going up, and we would have probably stayed on budget had that not happened.
And we have tried to stay at campgrounds longer. So there were a few campgrounds that we stayed at for at least a month.
Yes.
Yes. So
2.
But that's 2 months. I mean, we're trying to stay at certain campgrounds longer to help cut down on the cost of fuel. So are you saying that's a fail?
That is a thumbs down.
All right. Okay.
You have failed me for the last time.
So we have to
First
do
one
better.
got thumbs down. Okay, second one is our Jeep and our RV insurance and maintenance. So we kind of lump all those guys in together. Our budget was $6,360, and we spent $6,900.
So we came a little over.
I think what pushed us over was we got the AquaHot system serviced, and I did not take that into consideration.
And that
was expensive.
That was expensive. They tell you to get the AquaHot serviced every year by a certified tech. That was $700. We're not going to get it serviced this year because we've used it very little.
Right.
So we're just gonna wait another year. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be okay.
So
we're just going to do it every 2 years because in our first year travels, we didn't really need it that much in terms of heating.
Often, no.
Yeah, so we had really decent weather.
We were fortunate.
Yeah.
Okay, third would be doctors, pharmacy, prescriptions, things like that. Okay, so our category, we budgeted $5,400, and we actually came low in this one.
Life is not worth that much. See?
It is. We came in at $4,151. We did pay more for some of our health care because we were out of town, and it cost us more had we not been out of town and we had been home.
Yes, that part is true. When we were in Gunnison, Colorado, I had an issue with the gallbladder. If you didn't see that video, I'll put a link above where, we went to Mercy Hospital in Durango, and they had to fly me on a jet to Colorado Springs.
That's true.
So that is a cost that was incurred because we were on the road. Had I been living sticks and bricks in Maryland, the cost would have been...
Well, it's true. And I had a couple issues on the road too.
Yes.
And we had to go out of state. So with our insurance, when you go out of state, we do pay a little bit more for out of state.
So that is something to consider. If you want to get additional coverage to take care of those costs, that's something you may want to look into, because you don't think, being from Maryland, we're close to so many really nice medical facilities, you don't think about that cost until you get out somewhere and you're in a remote area. You go to a hospital thinking the hospital can cover the coverage of everything, and the hospital tells you, we don't have the staff on hand to take care of a particular procedure. We have to put you on a plane or a helicopter, go to another hospital. Therein lies the rub.
Right.
The cost.
But now we know. Okay. So the next thing on our list is phone and Wi-Fi. So as we're on the road, we budgeted $4,200, and we spent, actually under budget, $4,154.
Okay, so we could still do better on that. Now we have Starlink, and we do have 2 hotspots, and Starlink has been phenomenal for us. We are not big time internet users, Wi-Fi users, because we're not running a business from the road. We're retired, we're enjoying life. Every now and then we need to upload a video, but for the most part, we're not as reliant on the internet access as many of you who work full-time from the road.
That's true.
So that cost is not a big cost for us.
But we're doing good on that one. So yay for us on that one. Okay, after that we have RV parks and campgrounds. So this is one of Chris's areas of contention.
Most definitely is.
Right.
And I fail in this category.
You do.
I do.
You do terribly.
No doubt.
So we budgeted $12,000 for this. That's not that bad. I mean, it's $1,000 a month.
A month, yeah.
Okay, and actually, be honest with you, we came in under budget at $10,622. Now, the only thing I can say is that what I did is we did buy a thousand Trails membership, and I did not include the whole amount in this year's. I'm budgeting that throughout next couple years as we use it, because we're not going to. We're going to use it for years to come. Hopefully, we're not going to get rid of it. Hopefully, we'll do that. That didn't make any sense.
No, it's not that it didn't make any sense. I just don't know that I want to continue on with 1,000 Trails. Have we yet to recoup the cost, the upfront cost?
We have not, and that's what I'm doing. I'm taking like about a 4-year out plan to recoup that cost.
4 years.
Yeah, because we did pay for a nice membership.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. When we use it and when the parks are nice, it's well worth it. It really is.
Yes.
It's when we find the parks we get into and they're not so nice that it's probably not worth it. So, and if we're on the East Coast, it's wonderful, and maybe like the West Coast, but in between, there's not a lot of parks.
And I hope it doesn't take me 4 years to recoup the cost, because if it does,
well, that would be Chris's fault, because Chris wants.
It's not my fault.
Wait, hold on.
It's not my fault.
Because Chris wants to stay at a lot of the RV resorts. So if we don't get to stay at more 1,000 Trails, we could recoup the cost quicker if we stayed at more RV.
I don't mind staying at 1,000 Trails resorts. I'm okay with that, as long as they put a concerted effort into having a decent campground. It doesn't have to be top notch. It doesn't. Just put a little time and effort into making a decent campground. You're spending a lot of money for this. The least they can do is reinvest that money into having decent campgrounds.
So all I'm saying is that if we spent more time at 1,000 Trails when we were in the areas that have 1,000 Trails and not at resorts or nicer campgrounds, we would recoup that money a little bit faster. Well, even campgrounds can get quite costly.
Yeah, it's all quite costly. That's another thing they don't tell you. I got news for you guys. If you're looking to full-time RVing, you're not saving money unless...
It's not what it was 5 years ago.
It's not cheaper to live on the road full-time unless you're willing to do an insane amount of boondocking. You got to find that balance. If you have the money, God bless you. If you don't, if you're looking to do this, you're going to need a good amount of money in your budget to take these things into consideration. If you have an RV that doesn't have a washer and dryer, and you have to take that into consideration. If you have an RV that does have a washer and dryer, you're going to want full hookups, right? That's not to say that you can't boondock and wash clothes, but you have to manage all of that. There's a fine line that you have to walk when it comes to boondocking and full hookups.
Full-time hookups. Wow.
Well,
What's that supposed to mean?
with full hookups, living full-time in an RV is not cheap, unless, once again, you're willing to go on. I don't care. God bless anyone who says this, and I know some of you will disagree with this. Unless you're willing to go just crazy boondocking. If you want to boondock 60, 70, 80% of the time, then you probably can save a lot of money, but that's not for me. Is that for you?
I like both, but
yes.
But yes, probably more.
Okay.
I would like more full hookups than I do boondocking. But we haven't done a lot of boondocking. No. So that's just from what we've noticed so far.
And maybe if we had lithium batteries to start out with, and then eventually solar, we probably would do a lot more boondocking.
That is absolutely true.
We would.
Okay. Next thing in the budget is food and groceries.
Real quick, before we get started this,
okay.
I know some of you, because some of you disagree with the food. You'll say, the food doesn't matter because you're going to pay for the food whether you're living in the sticks and bricks or whether you're RVing. So if you're going to be traveling throughout the continental United States, food cost is going to vary based on where you are. So to say it's all the same no matter what, I respectfully disagree. Okay. I do.
I agree.
Because the price of a steak is, and another thing that comes into play is when you go out to eat.
We're not in that category yet.
Sorry. I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry.
Stop skipping forward.
Okay. Go ahead and talk about it.
So, groceries and food. And when I put groceries and food in the same category. So when I say groceries, I'm talking about like your toiletries, cleaning supplies, things like that. That's also in that category. So we have $9,600 budgeted per year. And we came in at just over $10,000.
Oh, okay. We came in a little over.
So it wasn't terrible, but it was a little bit over. Next line is our puppy Tucker Bear.
Tucker is a cost. And once again, for those of you who have pets, you know that that's something.
And it varies for Tucker because when we're at home, we go to the same person all the time to get him groomed. He goes to the same vet. When we're on the road, sometimes we have to pay a little bit more depending where we're at, the grooming and all that kind of stuff. So it was $1,200. He was $1,200. We budgeted for Tucker, and he came in at $1,261. So he was just above budget.
Right.
Wasn't bad.
And once again, I know some of you are going to say, well, if you have a dog, you're going to have those same costs at home as you do on the road. That could be true, but it's possible that if you're at home and you have your sticks and bricks, your groomer may be a little bit cheaper than someone who's on the road that you fill in at the last minute.
Right. And I found that the specific food that Tucker eats, okay, I don't usually get at like the grocery store or Petco or something like that. I get it from a veterinarian. If that's not your regular vet, they charge you a little bit more. At least our experience, that's what's happened to us.
So when it comes to Tucker, we're pretty much on cost. It's not...
We did good, Tucky.
We did okay with Tucker.
It's Chris's baby.
Yeah, that's my buddy. Okay. What's another cost?
That's it. We're done.
Well, wait a minute now. What about entertainment?
Entertainment was part... Oh, did we do restaurants? I forgot. Oh, you're not the Oh, please stop.
I'm her entertainment.
Oh,
and it's
boy.
for free.
Oh, boy.
She gets it for free.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Okay. I did forget a line item. You're right.
Yes.
It's restaurants, entertainment, and miscellaneous because I can't put every single little detail in the budget. So it's restaurants, entertainment, and miscellaneous. We budgeted $6,600 for this. Stay seated. You ready? It's scary. $21,000.
There's no way. There's no way.
It is.
Are you crazy?
There's no way we were $15,000 above entertainment.
We did.
The hell you been doing? Are you doing something behind my back I don't know about?
First of all, we did a lot of
Are you going somewhere? Are you hanging out at something I don't know about?
We did a couple things that we didn't budget. Like we went to Key West. That was a huge expense. Okay, we did that.
If you didn't see it, I'll put a link above. That was a huge expense. and we spent the vast majority of time quarantined because we got COVID. It was an expensive COVID experience.
It was,
It
but
was.
we still spent a lot on that vacation. So
I find it hard to believe we were 15 over.
we were. I'm sorry.
I'm
to
just
tell
not. I'm not. And it's either that or that entertainment expense budget needs to come up a little bit. Needs to come up 6,000. I don't know. And as far as the food goes, it's easy to get caught up into when you go out on the road. You want to experience the different cultures, and you want to enjoy the food in that area. And once again, this is why the price of food varies from place to place. So if you go to, say, Vegas, in the Vegas area, and you want to enjoy a nice dining experience, it's going to be much more expensive than if you're in the middle of some place like Butt Scratch, Iowa.
Oh my goodness.
It is. So you do need to take that in. You do need to take that into consideration.
We were in Ouray, and we went
Yeah.
out to dinner. It was right there at the campground, the RV resort we were staying
Yes.
at, and I was shocked in how much we paid for steak dinner that night. It was triple the amount that I thought it was going to be.
It's the same thing if you go to Destin, or if you go to Gulf State Park and you go to a restaurant, a nice seafood restaurant. It's going to be more expensive because it just depends on your location.
So would you like to know how much you went above budget?
No, I don't want to know. I just want to continue on this journey and have a good time and meet more people and make more friends, and just because, it's all priceless. You know that commercial where it's just priceless. It's all great.
You ready?
No.
So it really wasn't that bad, I don't think. It could have been better. For our first year, though, we were over by not quite 15,000.
That's about a little over 1,000 a month. Okay.
Which isn't terrible, considering that we did a budget and we had never done this before. We will adjust our budget accordingly.
Yes.
And then we will also take into consideration there are places in the budget that we need to be a little bit more savvy and watch what we're doing.
And I think we can get better at it. So hopefully a year from now, we'll tell you second year in, things are much better. Maybe?
I will
She's
have
not
to,
very optimistic.
I will have
Look.
to pull him in, but
Pull me in.
But we will adjust the budget a little bit. But we are going to take what we've learned this first year, and we will incorporate that into next year's budget, and we will work on being much better at doing what we need to do.
I guess that means more boondocking and more romaine noodles.
I love romaine noodles. And more Thousand Trails.
And more Thousand Trails. Can you tell how excited I am about Thousand Trails?
And honestly, we don't need to go out to dinner as much as we did this year. We went out a lot.
I don't think we went out to dinner a lot. I really don't.
Going out.
We don't go out to dinner enough. And I enjoy it because neither one of us, truth be told, neither one of us like to cook.
It's true. But we do go out. Obviously, from the budget, we do go out too often.
Anything, we could do to help you guys out, to give you some advice, to learn from us, to learn from our mistakes. And we've said that when we first started this channel. We're hoping that we can show you some things, help you out, and maybe you can share some things with us to get better. All joking aside, this RV full-time lifestyle is fantastic. It's great, and it's because we've met so many of you. You guys have taken the time to reach out to us, to help us out, and we really do appreciate that. We're not perfect when it comes to this lifestyle. We're learning, and we're doing our best. Right?
I love how you say we, like it's the both of us.
Oh, it's all my fault.
It is.
The last year on the road, I wouldn't trade for anything in the world because it's been incredible. And I would encourage those of you who are thinking about this to do this. Go through with it. Just make sure you have a plan in place and do your best to budget and to plan accordingly.
I agree with that. Yeah.
See? We agree on something.
We agree. We agree to disagree most of the time, but we agree on that.
That's what it's all about.
There you go.
There you have it. We hope this has helped you guys out. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you learned anything, please let us know. Leave a comment down below, one way or the other. Tell us what you think. And if you disagree with the food, everything, go ahead and disagree. Look, if this is your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, guys. It's important that you hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time we release a video. That way you guys know what's going on and how things are working out and when a video drops. Right?
That's it.
There you have it.
There you
It's
have
been
it.
fantastic. And for those of you who we met on the road, thank you for taking the time to reach out to us. It's been great.
That being said, I think we're finished.
We are finished. And remember, guys, any day you guys can get away is a great day. You guys take care and thanks for joining us.
See you guys.